guys, welcome back to my channel. So first of all, I have to thank you all so much for all the love and support that you've showed me throughout this YouTube channel. Thank you all so much for subscribing and liking my videos, and some of you leaving comments. It means so much to me. So for today's video, I've incorporated like this brown little smoky cut crease with a pop of color on my lower lash line. I really think that you guys will enjoy it. If you want to see how I got it, then just keep on watching. Almost like my skin is so dry, it's begging for moisture. So I'm going to use the Cetaphil moisturizing lotion. I'm going to pump a little bit of this on my hands and just apply it to my skin. This is really good if you have dry skin. If you feel like your skin gets flaky, like that's how I feel mine is right now. It's really good and moisturizing. So I'm going to do this now before I start any of my makeup so it could soak into my skin. I'm going to be taking the Benefit Brow. It's a cream eye gel. It comes with a little pencil up top, but it doesn't come with a spoolie, and I always like to use them hand in hand. So after I kind of fill them in, comb up the brow hairs and make them look a little bit more natural. So literally with the brush, I'm just going lightly over in small strokes through my brow. Now the next thing you want to do is carve out your eyebrows, and I use my concealer as an eyeshadow base as well. So I want to really color correct all the darkness or any redness that I might have on my eyelid. I use the Age Rewind concealer by Maybelline and any flat brush and kind of go directly under my brow. Always using soft strokes or short strokes. I'm going to start dragging the concealer downwards, and you could see how I'm starting to get a nice base. This is going to prepare the eyeshadows to sit nicely on top. I always set my concealer taking a bone colored eyeshadow. I feel like if I don't do this, my eyeshadow will crease on me. So it won't last as long, the colors won't blend as nice, so I always do this. I'm going to start blending colors into my crease. I'm going to start with a relatively light shade. I'm going to use this as my transition shade, and this is what I want the rest of the colors that I apply on top to blend into. I'm going to use the Morphe 350 matte palette, and I'm going to be taking a shade like this and applying it to my crease with a fluffy brush. And I'm going to lightly, with a very light hand, start blending the color into the crease of my eye. If you tilt your head back, you'll kind of see that socket. That's where you want to place this color. And I'm taking it all the way out because I want it really blown out and smoky. I'm going to be taking this shade here. With the same brush, I'm applying it right to my crease. I'm using the Morphe R37. Using this shadow called Sienna by Anastasia Beverly Hills. With the same fluffy brush, I'm going to take it directly onto my outer corner. I'm concentrating this color in the outer crease. But as I have less left on my brush, I'm going to lightly swoop it forward. I'm going to clean up my crease using MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC15. And I'm going to go so light because I want this color to really look bright in contrast to that brown. I'm going to use a flat brush. This is a MAC 242 brush. Any flat brush that you have, I think, will work. And this part is where you want to take the most time out of this type of makeup look or this technique. You want to build it slowly. Since I have hooded eyes, I kind of just like to look ahead and see how that just created that line for me. That's where I know how high I need to go. With a light patting motion, I'm gonna start dragging the concealer down. When I start reaching the outer corner of my eye, I kind of just like to take my finger and blend it in. That way I don't have any harsh lines and it's easier to blend. With any bone colored shadow like the one we used at the beginning, taking a little flat brush and we're just going to set that so that doesn't happen, so it doesn't transfer. With no additional product, I'm just gonna go back over that line and clean it up. I'm going to be following the same exact steps that I did at the beginning, going in with that light brown shade onto the outer corner, blending it in with a deeper shade of brown. So for comparison, this is the brush that I was using at the beginning. And then this is a Sigma brush that I'm using now. If you could see the difference, the one on the top is way more fluffy. So that one's going to be better to blend out those colors seamlessly, while the one in the bottom is the one that I want to use to pack on the colors. I'm going to go back into Sienna and push that into my outer corners. I'm going to use a big fluffy brush again, like the one I used at the beginning, and make sure there are no harsh lines and blend all the colors out. I'm giving my lashes a coat of mascara. I'm going to use the Voluminous Lash Paradise. I'm going to use these Ardell lashes. These are the Faux Mink Wispy lashes. I dare to say they're really natural looking and the band is so comfortable. So if you're someone that's not used to wearing lashes, I think you'll really like these because they're really comfortable to wear. I did a little bit of a liner to kind of conceal my lash band, but I didn't do any wing liner because I didn't want anything to take away from the eye makeup. So I'm going to move on to my favorite part of my makeup routine, which is my face. So my skin has been acting up real crazy lately. That's why I have so many breakouts. So let's conceal that. I'm going to use the Benefit Professional Primer. And with my ring finger, I like to apply this on any areas where I see I have some texture. Usually it's on my nose, on my cheeks. I want to minimize the pores there, so that's usually where I will press the product in. Now that my skin is all prepped and hydrated, I'm ready to go in with some foundation. I'm going to be using the NARS All Day Luminous Foundation and the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation in the shade 220. This one is in the shade Punjab or Punjab. I find that when I wear this foundation on its own, it gets really oily on me, which I hate. But when I use it with something more matte like the Maybelline Fit Me, it just gives me such a beautiful finish. So I really like mixing those two. With a really dirty, embarrassing beauty blender, I'm going to just push this product in to my skin. So it's nice and flawlessly blended and I have no lines. Whose beauty blender also gets this gunky and dirty? I can't be the only one. Using this Age Rewind Concealer by Maybelline in the shade Neutralizer, I'm going to apply some on my under eyes to highlight and brighten them. On my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, on my chin and on my cupid's bow. I'm going to use an E8 brush and I'm going to push this product into my skin. and lightly pat the product there so it just lightly blends into my concealer and there's no sharp line or edge there. I'm gonna blend these edges with my foundation brush. So my foundation color and my concealer kind of meet and there's no harsh lines anywhere. And I'm gonna let the one on the bridge of my nose sit for a second because I want to have a snatched nose, girl. I'm gonna just blend everything out. I'm gonna set my concealer in place with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm gonna just dip my beauty blender in and go straight away under my eyes. I'm not baking or anything. I'm not gonna let it sit because I find they get pretty crackly when I do that, especially if my skin is feeling dry. So I'm literally just gonna apply it on and dust it right back off. Take the shade Royal from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. With a M506 brush, I am going to lightly dust this all over my waterline. I'm going to go in with Soda Pop, which is this deep purple in the palette. Lightly dust over that. I'm going to give my lower lashes a coat of mascara. Same mascara I used for the top lashes. I'm running a big fluffy brush across that translucent powder that we laid down to pick up the fallout. I'm going to use the shade Soft Gold by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's like this champagne. And I'm going to pop it in the inner corner of my eye. For my cheeks, I'm going to bronze with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Give Me Sun. And a big fluffy 129 brush also from MAC, and just apply that on my cheekbones. Whatever that is, it has got to go. What is that? I'm going to use this powder blush from Milani. It's in the shade Romantic Rose, and a MAC 168 brush to lightly dust a little bit on my cheeks. Okay, this is pigmented, so now I look like a clown. I'm gonna just put a little bit of that powder over top to tone it down. I'm gonna use the Becca highlighter in the shade Champagne Pop and apply that over the tops of my cheekbones. I'm gonna use some MAC Prep and Prime. I love this stuff. This acts as like a base between your lipstick and your lips, and I promise you it's so good. I'm using Oak Lip Liner by MAC and a little bit of Myth lip gloss. I'm just gonna dab my lips together, and with Creme de Nude lipstick I'm just gonna go over it.